Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. We've got a request here with the K-91. This is actually a tank that I'm working on for my 100 battle challenge. It was a change to the line, so it was a tank that there was no tier 10 for that line for a while. The 416 now goes to it, as well as the 430 version 2, which are both rear-mounted turrets. So all three of those then are rear-mounted turrets. I don't know if the one before it, I don't think so. I think it splits off at the tier 8, and there's 3 rear-mounted turret medium tanks. And they're kind of, well, I think they're designed to be more like TDs, more like hiding in the back. I like the 430 version 2 quite a bit because it actually used to have pretty good armor, but it got a little bit of an armor nerf, a little bit of a gun buff. But this is the tier 10. We're not talking about those. The K-91, a tank you rarely ever see. What's interesting about this tank is about a 5-second reload with the particular version that I have, and a quite accurate gun. Accurate gun, about a 5-second reload. You can see that we have come along here, and I'm going to go ahead and just start spitting out lead. And I was going to call this one spitting lead because look how fast this thing just reloads and gets ready. Boom, there's another shot coming in there, and unfortunately the replay is not showing you the timer, but it's around 5 seconds with my setup. There's another shot into the Schwartz, and just machine gunning guys down with about a 320 alpha or so. Let's take a look at this. What is it? 340, 320? There you go, 320. I was right. And we pretty quickly wipe out the little push that they have going on here, and we find a bunch of their mediums hanging out. Nice accurate gun, very comfortable. Reverse side scrapes very nicely. I was hoping for a track right there, don't quite get it. That Skoda's just really in a bad spot. Boom. Nice shell velocity, just blaps things and blaps things. So unlike the 430 with the great big alpha, it's more on the lineup of the T62 or the 140. So we're going to push down here, and this is pretty much all over but the shouting. So I'm just going to take this K-91 and push right into these guys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks on the board. That means there's not too many over here, and I pretty quickly find the Leopard PTA. Just take a quick snap on him as I go, and then tuck up over here. Come around the corner, and I should find him pretty quickly. It is a little bit tricky with a rear-mounted turret to do some of these maneuvering battles. It's kind of uncomfortable, but if you're careful, you can do it no problem. The Leopard PTA gets a shot on me, so I'm going to come around here, and unfortunately I got this 7-1 in my way. Cuts right in front of me and takes that shot. And we will continue to push in. It looks like most of their tanks are down on the other side of the map, down in that south part. So we'll keep on pushing in here. Hopefully we'll find some artillery to shoot real quick. Up to about 2,116. So this tank does excel when it is not being threatened too much, as far as it's going to have a hard time brawling with other mediums. The armor's just really not that great, and the rear-mounted turret is kind of tricky to use. You'll notice a couple times when I zoom in, it kind of flops to the side. I'm not sure what's going on there, whether that's a problem with my mouse and computer setup, or that's just something with the model, or rear-mounted tanks in general. You can see that the prototype's looking at me, and I go ahead and choose the grill. The grillet is easy to pin. I'll just pick one of these two. I don't care. It'll kill him. Probably should have shot the grill. That would have been a better gun to take out. But down he goes, and now the proto is just staring at us. We're seen again at this point. I'll just take a shot. No problem with the pen going right through. He's also a little bit downslope, so his front armor is angled, and then I get that into the side of his turret. And now we've dropped 4,000. We have an AX coming at us. We'll spin around here. The T69 is also moving up to help meet that guy. So there he is. I don't quite get a shot. T69 gets 2 on him. We'll just go ahead and push in here and try to take this guy down. There we go. Not quite a kill, but I get the ram on him. Turn around, and holy cow, now there's a Centurion 5-1 down there, which just come off the top. Get right into his face. Kind of no respect. Just start firing into his upper hole. Oh, no, never mind. I actually did aim. Look at that. I aimed. Gets a shot on me. And one more into the side, and down goes the Centurion 5-1. For 4,925, 390 bounce, 638 assist damage. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this game shows exactly how you play the K-91, but I will say that in an environment where it's pretty permissive and it can get around and get its gun going, the point of this tank is that it just spits shots downrange really, really fast. And if you can avoid getting hit, whether it's because there's enough of your friends around or there's not enough of them to really take shots at you or whatever the case may be, then you're going to do pretty well with this tank. I will caution you against brawling too much with it because it doesn't do that very well. It kind of wants to stay a little bit back or be the fire support with a bunch of other tanks around. As you could see what happened up there in the northeast when we got there. The other tanks got engaged. I showed up and then just started spitting shots into everything in sight. And that's all I've got for the K-91. Kind of a quirky, interesting tank. I sort of like the thing. I don't think it's ever going to be really on anyone's top of the line list. You know, top 10 tanks in World of Tanks. The K-91 is probably not going to get there, but I don't think it's as bad as people let on. It's just a weird, quirky tank. You have to take into consideration its quirks and its characteristics if you're going to play it, and not a lot of people really want to deal with that. All right, that's all I've got. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We will see you.